Another Hulkbuster? Let's see what LEGO has in store for the latest incarnation of this vehicle. Hello everybody, it's your residential brickologist Lego Lee here, back with the LEGO Marvel Superheroes Avengers set review. Today we have set number 7616 Iron Man Hulkbuster versus A.I.M Agent. This set retails for about $40 here in the United States. It has 456 pieces. Here is a front look at the box. The back of the box shows some shots of the play features and an action pose of the Hulkbuster itself, and included with this set is one instruction manual with 75 pages of building. After using all 456 pieces, here is the completed set. As the name of the set would suggest, you get the Hulkbuster versus some A.I.M agents. Look at those figures here first and then talk about the build. First figure included with this set here is Iron Man, of course, and this version of the character is absolutely fantastic. The printing here is great, don't get me wrong, he just comes in a lot of the 2020 LEGO Marvel Superhero sets, including a $10 mech set, so it's not a very special figure to get, and I definitely wish LEGO could have mixed it up a little bit here, but he does have a nice face print underneath that helmet, a good back print, and good double-sided face as well, so it's still a really good looking Iron Man figure. The one exclusive character to this set here is Pepper Potts in her rescue armor in a more comic accurate / video game accurate version of the suit, as opposed to the purple version we saw in the set from Avengers Endgame. This figure is phenomenal. The silver and the red, especially the metallic-y silver printing on this character, looks awesome. I love the look of this figure. She is also equipped with a couple of those Power Blast pieces right there. Underneath the helmet you do have a Pepper Potts face. There's also good back printing and a good double-sided face. This is a really good minifigure. I just kind of wish maybe they had included a hairpiece for her, but besides that, fantastic fig. You get a couple of A.I.M agents in these sets, and these figures are getting very repetitive throughout these 2020 LEGO Marvel Superheroes Avengers sets, but this one in particular, I do like the goggles on his helmet, and I also really like the design for his gun here. It's a pretty elaborate build that looks a little realistic for LEGO, and I do like that quite a bit. From the back, he does have some good back printing, and it's nice to get more massable of these characters, but it would be nice to see a slight variation on these figures. The second A.I.M agent here is pretty much the same figure. He just does not have the goggles, but he does have this breathing apparatus piece, and of course this very noticeable jetpack piece that is really overly sized and looks pretty comical, and also makes for a problem that this figure can't really stand up on his own. You have to position and balance him very well, and if you don't have any extra studs, this guy is just gonna fall over all the time. However, there are a couple of little features here. You can rotate these, which is nice, and I thought these were supposed to be like the propulsion for this jetpack, but they're actually flick fire missiles. Haven't seen those in a LEGO set in a hot minute. Kind of a weird little detail here, but I don't hate it. It's a nice little thing for the Hulkbuster to shoot at. Moving on to the titular build of this set itself, this is the newest incarnation of the Hulkbuster in LEGO form, and like most mechs or buildable characters, let's start from the ground up with the feet of this build here. The feet here look really good, nicely detailed, the toes look nice as well. I like all the flaps and things, and the articulation isn't half bad either. You can move them up and down just a bit and rotate them side to side, which really does help for posing this thing. However, you cannot completely spin the feet around. There is no pivot. The rest of the legs here look very nice with a good mix of gold, dark red, and normal red colors. There are stickers here on these Nexonite shield pieces, and there's stickers down here, which also look pretty good. You can kind of see how this leg is designed. There's actually some very interesting building techniques and good angles created with the legs here that I really do like. However, like most mechs in modern day LEGO sets, there are no knees. There's a permanent bend right here, and this piece kind of covers that up, but there is not a knee joint, which is just, you know, a problem that all LEGO mechs seem to have. However, there is a hip joint with the Exo4 style of ratcheted ball joint that does give this thing lots of motion up there, so that's good for posability, but yet again, no knees is a disappointment. Yeah, the legs look really good, but the arms, they honestly might look even better. They are very chonky for one. This fist area right here has a lot of bulk to it. I like this design with the gold bars, a nice sticker right there, and the hand looks phenomenal. I especially love these fingers. The articulation of them is great because not only can you move them up and down like so, you can also kind of rotate the fingers individually like this, which gives this thing a lot of good posability. The thumb can also rotate and move up and down as well, and there is a repulsor on the inside right there, which I do really like, and there is an elbow bend here, which is nice to see as well. Additional sticker right here, and these shoulder pads are very cool. There's also a ratcheted ball joint up here, so a lot of posability with the arms, and this part right here is on some hinges so it can move in and out of the way to give this thing even more articulation. I think these arms here are an absolutely fantastic design. The arms here even have an additional great little play feature where you can take this small side build of this, I guess, flyer kind of vehicle here that has a couple of spring-loaded launchers on, but you can take this and actually attach it to these shoulder pads on the arms. And the cool thing is it doesn't have to be married to this arm. It can either go on the other arm as well, and also can rotate around a decent bit, which is pretty cool. Now, it is a fairly loose attachment, so if you're moving this thing around too much, it's pretty easy to knock that off, but it does make for a decent little look and add some play value with the ever so good spring-loaded launcher missiles. Now we can get to the main portion of this Hulkbuster build, and that is the torso. This torso is really sleek. LEGO has made some fantastic uses of pieces right here. There is one sticker down here, but this part right here with the arc reactor, that is a brilliant looking print. This all looks really good, and the torso even has a swivel at the waist right there that works extremely well. And unlike a lot of LEGO builds, this actually looks fairly decent from the back. You have a couple of little canisters sticking out right here, and most about everything is actually covered up, so that is a fantastic design. But now let's talk about the main thing with this Hulkbuster, and that's the head. Before I talk about its look, I'll talk about the functionality of the head for this Hulkbuster here real quick. It's on a very simple hinge. It can open up like so. The inside cockpit right here has a sticker control panel. I do like the use of this car cockpit piece here in opaque red. That is very nice, and you can take your Iron Man figure and sit him down inside here and close the cockpit over him. All of that functions really, really well. Now let's talk about how this head looks. LEGO made the decision to use the relatively newer TIE Fighter cockpit piece from 2015 as the Hulkbuster's head. This piece is very flat. Now, from the angle you're looking at this thing right now, it looks pretty flat, but you can make out the face on the print right here, which is pretty good, especially if you have a very high up angle. You can definitely see the face pretty clearly, and it doesn't look half bad. However, if you look at this thing from a front straight on angle like this, you can't even really see the face. You can kind of make out the eyes just a little bit there, but it looks absolutely ridiculous. People are calling this thing the Flat Stanley of Hulkbusters, or as I call it, the Pancake Hulkbuster. You can't see the head, and it looks laughably stupid in my opinion. And for a quick size comparison to the most recent version of the Hulkbuster from Avengers Infinity War back in 2018, you can see this new version is actually a good bit bigger than this version. I think has a lot more bulk and cool designs, but I just cannot get over how this one's head is a very noticeable and good look, and this one's head just looks so utterly stupid. Finally, here is a size comparison between all of the LEGO Hulkbusters, including the Ultimate Collector Series version that came out in 2018. You can see this newer version is the biggest minifigure scale version, but it still dwarfs in comparison to the UCS one from a couple years back. Bringing everything together for the final verdict on the Iron Man Hulkbuster vs. A.I.M Agent set from LEGO Marvel Superheroes. This is a very interesting set for me to finally conclude my review upon, because I think the legs, the arms, and the torso of this Hulkbuster are the best they've done for a minifigure scale version of this vehicle, and the head is bar none easily the worst they've ever done, and the head is the main thing that's supposed to draw your eyes. If someone has an unattractive face, the rest of their body kind of pales in comparison just to how ugly they are, and this is really all I care about about with this particular design. The head looks laughably bad, and it kind of ruins a lot of the set for me, which is really sad because I think the design work for everything else here is a step above most LEGO Marvel superhero sets. Honestly, recent Marvel sets have had a more junior-ish design quality to them. This feels closer to a direct-to-consumer level design quality. There is fantastic building techniques being used throughout this design and great part usage, so it's very strange to me that a set that has 90% great part usage makes one of the dumbest decisions using that TIE Fighter cockpit piece as the main cockpit head of this Hulkbuster. That is so bizarre to me. Other issues I have with this set, while the price per piece is fantastic for 40 bucks, the build I think feels more like a $30 to $35 size build, but I can forgive it because the price per piece is so good, even though there are a lot of small pieces in this set. Also, I wish we got one more unique figure. That rescue figure is great, but it would be nice to maybe get a different variation of an A.I.M agent or a different variation of Iron Man or something, but I digress. I think this set has a lot of good, and that's why my final rating here is going to be a 7 out of 10, but I just still cannot get over the ridiculousness of that flat Stanley pancake head piece. Those are just my thoughts though. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. Also guys, while you're at it, check the description of this video. You can like my Facebook page, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, and maybe even consider becoming a Patreon supporter. And while you're at it, subscribe to this channel, give this video a big thumbs up. This has been LEGO Lee 329, your residential brickologist. I really hope you enjoyed this review. I hope to see you guys next time. Peace out. Bye-bye.